Hi. Hello. Welcome back to Off the Trail Podcast, a podcast with your two favorite Moyer sisters. And today we're joined by our other favorite Moyer sister, Tina.
Christina!
Her name's Christina. Are you stupid or are you deaf?
Did people say that to you a lot?
Are you stupid or are you deaf?
No. Christina.
Yeah. I went on a couple of Tinder dates with an openly autistic boy, and he exclusively called me that.
Oh my God, that's cute.
Yeah.
I like that.
He was a car salesman. He still is, actually. Nothing happened to him.
No, it didn't
I
work
didn't
out?
kill him.
Still slinging cars.
It didn't work out though?
I thought everything about him was pretty charming, except he had one wimpy pillow and he was very successful. So I don't know why you would only have one wimpy pillow if you were successful.
Yeah. Like get a good pillow. Or
I actually
get out.
ran into him at Wheelhouse several months later, and I did ask him if he had more pillows by that time.
I love that about
What are
you.
you saying?
I honestly don't remember because I was already over it, because he was a person that only owned one lumpy pillow.
Yeah.
Like, I can't go back there. There's nowhere to go back to. So
No.
When I was dating my husband, he had terrible pillows. Like, he had to go to Target and spend a couple $100s on, like, to get his bed up to snuff. So it maybe, and he was, I mean, he's successful.
Oh, I forgot also that part of the problem was that I just turned out, like, I only want to be by myself.
Yeah.
So that was part of it too. Like, the pillows were bad, but the idea of having to sleep on the pillows in general was worse.
Yeah.
And so I even left an exclusive large pack of Sour Patch Heads at his place, and I never went back to get them.
No.
You only find those every now and again.
Oh my God.
I wonder what he did with him.
Probably let them get hard. Yeah.
Rude.
That's the only time Daniel's looked up this whole time is when I said get hard.
That Will Ferrell movie?
Yeah, that Will Ferrell
No,
movie.
callback. Oh, well, I wanted to.
Oh.
There wasn't a good time for me to pipe up after the whole Christina thing,
Also, sorry,
Yeah.
guys. Dane doesn't have a mic.
Yeah.
We messed up.
but I really wanted to say, "Come back here and have sex with my wife."
Yeah, that's probably my favorite part of that clip.
Have you seen that movie?
2 cents from the mail. Yes, I have seen it.
Okay.
But after the whole repeated I'm not into well, you guys already called me Tina, which is a nickname I'm into, but I'm not really into nicknames. So the reference of Christina was also like and then I also had a boyfriend that called me Stina. And we were together for quite some time,
Really?
and I hated Stina. And he would write it on all the cards and stuff, and I never had the heart to tell him that I don't like Stina.
You never told him? Oh, wow.
One of my coworkers had a foreign exchange student. Her name was Stina. How weird.
How did she spell it? Do you remember?
I don't.
They liked it Steena.
That might have been it.
Stina.
Cute.
That might have been it, honestly.
You think it's cute. I just want to be called, not even Christina. I don't know what I want to be called, but it's none of those.
What do you like? What do you
Mean by that?
No, no, not necessarily. So, like, I mean, has anyone called you a name that you're like, I actually really like that?
Little pet names?
Yeah.
Not that I can think of right now. I like Babe.
Really?
Yeah.
That's shocking to me.
I like Babe because it makes me feel like flirtatious, and there's something about the thing that makes me think of Babe, the pig, and it makes me think like I have a round, juicy booty.
Wow.
So like even if it's like visualization of the actual word Babe, it makes me think of somebody smacking my little pig booty.
Wow.
And also like Babe, like if somebody's a babe, that usually means like they're a babe. So I like that.
I love that.
I think babe overall is like a very like it's always gonna feel fresh. You know?
Yeah.
It's always gonna feel like a fresh kind of positive term of endearment.
Do you guys have pet names in relationships?
Yeah, I think it depends on who I'm talking to, because my husband refuses to call me by like anything besides my name. Like if it's in a text message, he'll put V,
Yeah.
but he doesn't he calls me my full name, which I love
Me
because
too.
everyone calls me something different. Like everyone has like these different names for me, which is great. I love that. But I just like that it's his own thing. Is that he's like, no, you're just Vanessa. But we call each other like honey, babe, mostly honey. Or he calls me darling. Like that's his thing.
That's cute.
But he never says darling. It's always darling.
But say honey how you normally say it.
Honey. Honey.
I hate it.
You hate it?
I've never hated anything more.
Oh. But it also
I mean, I love that you love each other, but
Yeah.
But
Not
I
that
also-
way.
for
but I
some
also
reason
say,
it like sends
love
me into
you,
a spot.
like Bentley. So I say honey, like Bentley.
Yeah.
Like Teen Mom, Macy,
Yeah.
her son Bentley.
Oh my gosh.
Bentley.
He always goes, love you. And so Becca and I started doing that to each other, and then it just like morphed. And so now James and I was like, love you, honey. And it just like falls off the tongue.
Mm-hmm. It does just roll off the tongue. I don't know why I've never said it.
I'm
Yeah.
honestly so surprised Becca hates it. I didn't know that until right now.
Sorry about
Which makes me
that.
want to say it even more.
The blind items before your death
Yay.
in 6 months from your sister. Who will kill who? We don't know. It's yet to be seen. But only one Moyer will remain.
What?
Who do you think it'll be? Who do you think it'll be?
Honestly, I have my money on Becca because she feels more devious and she has a close relation with Needles.
Wow.
So she could cover up her crime easier than you, I feel.
Got it. From the tattoos. Maybe we should clarify. Not like from
Yeah.
intravenous drugs.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
Yes.
You don't really look like you use a lot of drugs, so we should probably clear on
Are
that
you
one.
saying I'm fat?
Who's your money on?
My mind went to a profession, but then I remembered that's lasers,
Yeah.
Mhm.
not needles.
I do
Yeah,
actually
but
use
she
needles
is
as
trained
well.
in needles. Yeah.
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 We do.
Trained in needles.
Trained in
We
needles.
Aren't
do.
you trained in needles? That's not a stretch.
I mean, I am trained in radio frequency microneedling.
Is that needles certified then?
No,
You're not technically certified in needles.
I'm
That's
not
not something
technically
you hang-
certified.
There's nothing hanging up on the wall in your treatment room
It just
that says
needles.
Becca Moyer certified for needles.
Needles.
It
For
should though.
needles.
I'll make you a little trophy for that.
Oh my God, will you?
Well, I actually just found some trophies in the dumpster outside of Kaleidoscope the other day.
No way.
Yeah.
What are you doing over there?
I know that they're pretty.
Is that the same night you hit the mall?
Yes, it is. I know that they're pretty good source for junk in the trunk. So
Wow.
I cruised on over there, and somebody had thrown away like 20 dirt bike, motocross.
Do you feel like someone from BJ's Trophy just like hit the wrong dumpster? Because they're right there.
That could
I don't
very well
even
be.
want to give any clout to BJ's Trophy Shop.
Did you see my Instagram
Got beef?
story today?
Billy Viles, no.
Oh, a lot of people have had not nice things to say about that.
Really?
The house that corresponds with the trophy shop. We won't talk
Oh,
about that.
okay, I'm with you now.
So
Mhm.
I've been receiving a lot of hate today. For
Wow.
that house.
Wow, the people
Which
in
I
this,
welcome.
yeah, the people in
'Cause I
this
think it's
neighborhood
atrocious.
have a lot of opinions about other people's houses too. But even though I did message you today and said,
Yeah.
I don't like that house.
Mm-hmm.
One of the houses I did not message you about, but I was like, would love it if you don't share that house anymore.
Yeah, it does it has a weekly appearance on the neighborhood Facebook group. Like people are not happy.
The one you. Oh, yeah.
The one. The
For
only one that you
reference,
like,
everyone should follow Vanessa on Instagram, or else you'll have no idea what we're talking about.
And
Yeah,
this
and you
is-
have to follow me in the past to catch up.
Yeah, no kidding, because this isn't live.
Although I do, it's just pictures from a walking tour. Like I do a lot of like house porn on my walks because it's a great neighborhood to walk in, and I just love taking pictures of all the homes. It's like my favorite thing in the world, and there's a lot to choose from. So sometimes I'll just like throw up some pics of some of my favorite spots, or sometimes I'm gonna do one that's like these are the houses that I don't like, but they still deserve some time on someone's gram. Just because they're not my style doesn't mean they don't deserve my respect.
Oh,
So true.
about what? Houses in general, or just things in general?
I think just like a very broad, that's how I think about most things is like, okay, It's not just has to be what I like. I'll throw other stuff up there too. Which is
Why
a great
though? Because
example.
it's your account. Like you can post whatever you want.
I know I can, but I want to post things that I am not interested in.
Interesting.
If I only posted things that I liked, then it would just be confirmation bias for me consistently. I like there to be a conversation. I liked a lot of the feedback I got about the house that I am not a fan of today, the trophy house.
Yeah.
But I like to engage in discourse about something that I don't necessarily agree with.
Is that house somehow connected to BJ's trophy, by the way?
It's his father.
Oh, that's...
He was
When
the
he
owner.
retired.
His son now owns
the
the
white one?
business. She just went off mic and said some shit about what the place is.
Okay.
That's the
Interesting.
name for it. Yeah,
Okay. Cool.
it's a well-known house. I'm just not trying to
Blast
You don't
them.
want to dox anybody.
Well, no, and I'm not trying to get their house egged today either.
Do you know when people say that we don't want to dox anybody? I have no idea what they're talking about. All I can think is we don't want to dock anybody, which makes me think about getting your
Like-
tail docked as a dog.
Wow.
We don't want to cut anybody's tail off.
It's interesting is I heard
What does dox mean?
I heard docs also in the last 24 hours, and I can't remember where it was now. But yeah, what does it mean, Dan?
Oh, it just means to, like, give out personal information, like...
Oh,
Oh.
documents.
Oh,
Speaking
like
about personal
docs.
information.
Like the documents.
Okay, so it
That
was.
might be where it comes from. I don't know about that. It's just like DOXX, basically.
Yeah.
I saw it on TikTok last night, and it was a girl who did consensual doxing, and people were like, "Oh, I have a random username on TikTok. See if you can find me, see if you can figure out who I am." And so she would be like, "Okay, you nominated yourself," and then she
He would track
goes
you down.
through, you're friends with these people. You're friends with these people. I looked you up on this, so I found you on here.
And they'll
this is where
find you so
live.
fast. Yes. Okay. So
Consensual, but it was
I
like-
love this.
Don't like that.
So I'm a tiny bit like this. Okay. But my friend Christina is, I'm flexing my calves right now because she's so freaking good at this. Like she is good at this.
She's like a hacker. She has
For
capabilities?
people. For people, like for a friend of hers, she's not just out spanning everybody,
Yeah.
but she will return knowledge that you didn't even know you should have cautioned yourself about somebody. And she has such a squirrely way of doing it. It's not just one little website that she goes to and presses in somebody's name. It's very impressive. Things that are turn-ons.
Yes.
Ooh,
Being
yes.
able to track back people. It's you know what? People might call that stalker behavior, but to me, in this day and age, it's called doing your due diligence.
Well, especially
Doing the
if you're-
Lord's
if
work.
You're doing research to on behalf of your family and friends,
Yeah, verify
It's not just
somebody.
trying to take down the Lithuanian government or something.
This is a case for the FBI.
This is a case for the FBI, aka Christina.
Yes.
Yes.
Shout out.
Yeah, and how many Christindas are there? So you could
Is she for
definitely find her. Yeah, for
Especially
sure.
With a K. Isn't she with a K?
Yep.
Even cooler.
Speaking of K, I have to ask you: are you a Kim Kardashian fan? I know that this sweatshirt is not.
Like a representation.
Yeah, you didn't
of
buy that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I have to ask.
I did buy this though. I bought the sweatshirt.
yes.
Yes, but you explained when you got here that it was
From half of half.
half. Yes. So
Which
it's
Name
not
brand clothing.
It's
Great
not like you
store.
Went to Countless.com
Nobody go there.
And gave.
Sucks, actually. I hate that store.
I love that.
Wink, wink,
store.
off camera.
Why you hate that store for real?
Well, you don't want to necessarily plug all the good deals.
Yeah.
But the audience
Yeah.
will just sweep it up before you get there.
I don't
Yeah.
give a shit about that, Daniel.
I do.
Daniel's trying to gatekeep, and Tina is.
I
let's
hate
let it-
gatekeepers.
Let's let the
One of my
information free
dearest
flow.
friends, when we were in high school, she never wanted to tell anybody who she let cut her hair. And I always thought that was petty before petty was even a thing. You
Yeah.
know?
She
Just
filled
kind
up
of-
all the appointments, and then she'd never be able to get in.
Was it a
Yeah,
Speaking
but
of-
that mentality just it chaps my ass.
It also would never. I mean, you're not giving business to that hairstylist necessarily.
Yeah.
It would be,
People
it's
do
not
this about
supportive of
thrifting too, and they're like, oh, well, now everybody's out there at the thrift store. Let me tell you something. I've been thrifting for a very long time, and I am so transformative that there is always something at the thrift store that was there just for me, and I don't need to fight anybody for the cheesy crap that they're strolling.
I'm proud of you.
I love that.
So I don't gatekeep anything.
I'm not about you.
Except my current lover. I could never, ever have a threesome because I'm not down to share. The lights went off. That's the night
Your cube went off in case
the lights went out in Georgia.
That's the light.
We do not want to plug Reba.
Did it die?
Daniel said so.
We need to make a statement now. The light died.
All right.
It changed.
Guys, can we have a moment of silence for our dead light? Thank you.
Love you guys.
Do you need my flashlight?
Speaking of...
Do I like Kim Kardashian?
Yes.
That's what you asked me. Do I
Yes.
like Kim Kardashian?
Yeah. And you can literally give me a yes or no answer, or you can like explain yourself.
Polarizing statement here. I'm a full-figured girl. And I have not always been a full-figured girl. I feel like this is part of my journey, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm experiencing this body. And so the idea that Kim Kardashian is now skinny, I never, ever, 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 ever support a celebrity during their skinny phase.
Okay.
Wow.
Lena Dunham, when she got skinny, I was like,
I forgot she existed.
I did too. Yeah.
I'm not trying to hate them. I hate the internal fixation with getting to that point and then staying at that point, and then the shame that they must encounter when they come back to a fuller figure. I just think it's so like antiquated to process my being based upon a number on a scale that was invented that we don't even have to have. I'm fucked up about mirrors too. Like I live most of my life without looking at myself like that.
Yeah, you would love it if this podcast was not being recorded on video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't like to have my picture taken.
Yeah, I always try to take your picture and then I forget.
Your picture.
Because I always tell people, my little quip is like, oh, it's hard to capture all of me in one frame. And so like, even though this is like a rolling thing, this will be like really trippy for me because I've always sort of felt like I would kill on The Real World.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like I could be a star character on The Real World.
Yeah, you'd be amazing.
But also people might say, oh, Tina's cruel, or she said that mean thing about Lena Dunham. And then I'm going to be in my bed for like 6 weeks being like, how dare you have an opinion about someone losing weight? And it's not that I have hit my mic, getting passionate. It's not that I have an opinion about somebody losing weight.
No.
It's that I have an opinion about what I feel is the internal drive for, air quotes, weight loss. It's the same as people shrinking their hemlines when they're getting a divorce. Like, what are we doing here? What about you has changed based upon where your skirt is on your body? Like, I'm much more hyped on people who are like, I was just talking to a friend the other day who said she snuck away to Fordland to do a meditation class. Now, this person is not your air quotes like yoga pants type person. Like she's a girl like me, just out in the streets being silly and willy, you know? So the idea that she devoted a day to what she said was laying next to cows and then like watching the clouds float by, like that I would have a lot more faith in than Becky. We don't know. I don't know Becky. That's just what I'm using as a name. Getting those skirts higher and higher and higher up, you know, to prove a point. If she wants to wear short skirts, I'm down. Mm-hmm. If she's wearing short skirts because she wants to claim her sexuality, I'm suspicious. Do you guys feel that way?
I've honestly never thought about it like that.
I do, but yes, I do. But then I also don't. But I feel like it's like a circular reasoning to some point. Like I fully support someone who knows exactly why they're doing something.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that unless I sit down with that person and have a conversation, I can't assume what that is. So I can't judge that decision based on what I think is their reason.
Motive.
Yeah. So I can be that shitty person from far away who's like, but I respect anything if someone like knows what they're standing on. You know what I mean? Like,
Their own motive.
yeah, I want to. Yeah, I want to know. I want to know the reason behind it. But that's
You know
how
what?
my brain works anyway.
But
I'm
that's
like,
so
tell
much
me why,
nicer,
though.
and it's so much like more true. Your thing is nicer. My default is to go like,
Something's fishy.
yeah, something's fishy.
Something's a
And
little
yours
suspicious.
is your default is like, I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt.
She really is that person. It's like annoying to me sometimes.
Yeah. Well, what's your take on it?
Because
then?
like I'm like trying to be that way because I want to like see the best in people, but most of the time
I
I'm
think
just like,
she
why is
means
that
it.
person doing that? You know. But yeah, she always sees the best in people, and I think it's the Taurus in you.
Well, also, just, I mean, like, you have your own, I mean, it's the same thing. Like, if you get in a car, if someone almost rear ends you, it's because they're a bad driver, but if you almost rear end someone, it's because there's something else you could have done. So, you place external blame on the person that's doing something to you, but whenever you're accidentally doing something to someone else, there's something else you could have done. Like, you did the best you could do. So it's just the lens in which you see a different situation. But that doesn't mean that it's right or wrong. It just means that's just our normal human
You
response.
are not shaming yourself, you crazy bitch. That's why you're allowed to see other people like that.
Yeah.
Because if I was in that situation and someone rear-ended me, I would talk about them in the same way that I would talk about myself. Like, you fucking idiot. Clearly you weren't paying attention.
Yeah.
That'd be
Right.
my response.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so nice, V.
Yeah.
It sounds better than it probably manifests itself in my actual life.
Yeah, but at
for
least
sure.
you have it in your head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have some like
Whereas like it's
empathy
a
for
foreign
people.
thing for my brain
Yeah.
and my own being.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's also why I studied psychology for 4 years, just because I want to know everything
Oh,
about how
the
wheels
truth
turn.
comes out. Okay.
Yeah.
She's been trained. She's reading my lips and my soul.
No,
Yeah.
no, not at all. Not at all. It doesn't give you, a 4-year degree doesn't give you insight into, like, why people are the way they are, really. You think it would, but it doesn't.
I also loved, I think you posted Julia Fox, her TikTok of
On
like
aging.
aging is in. And I'm like, I love that.
I know, but you were like one of the first 3 people to like that post. And I was like, how ironic, because like essentially a large part of your life is freezing.
Yeah.
Like,
Freezing people's ages.
yes,
Yeah. But I think it's so cool.
that it can go a different way.
Yes, but I also think like in my office we take a very natural approach. Like we don't freeze people. I think that's, and honestly, mostly what I do with the skin is like trying to reverse like damage and not necessarily like wrinkles and stuff like that, because it's like you earned those wrinkles. Like that's life. Am I trying to prevent my own wrinkles? But like maybe I will stop. I don't know. We'll
But
see.
that also will be part of your life, because this is where you were at whenever wrinkles were being formed, was like
That's
a
true.
place where you had the ability to like wipe them away. And I think that that's the part where people gather up knowledge, is when they have the ability to just like be where that's at. That's one of my favorite things about you. You're a shapeshifter. My friend Anna Bolt, she's like that too, where it can just like tomorrow you could have a whole new you and it would seem just as natural as the you are today.
Wow.
Yeah, I like
That's
it.
cool.
I completely agree with that.
Wow.
Yeah. Tomorrow she could be like, oh, I'm running for state rep. And I would be like, oh, cool. You've been doing your research, I assume.
For sure.
For
Yeah.
sure.
I completely get that. I love that.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
Running.
Run it back.
Okay, I got to see the Julia Fox clip.
Yes.
And I appreciate that, and I agree. I got gray hair last year or 2 years ago, and like I literally didn't care. Like I don't care. Like I
so
stopped
jealous.
coloring my hair. I'm over it. Like I'm not gonna keep covering up the grays. I'm privileged to be here. There's people that don't get gray hair. Like,
Here she goes again.
yeah.
Sweetie.
But you were saying as soon as you get boobs.
as soon as you get boobs, men start objectifying you. That's what we were talking about in the break.
Yeah.
It's talking about, to reference the Julia Fox thing about going back to being hot in your 20s or whatever.
Right, and how it's
a
like a dumpster fire.
Yeah, it's all pretend. It's pretend.
Well, and everyone's hot in your 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, even if you didn't feel that way, the connection between male and female, I feel like at that age is all about your sex appeal, which leads to like your sex drive. I have this very sweet friend, and he said his criteria for finding a mate when he married his first wife was, did she look good in a cheerleading uniform? And that's like such a honest thing for a male to say, and it fucking eyes wide open. Yeah, a lot of people exist in a relationship right this fucking second because that was their criteria. That person was hot. Mm-hmm. You know, like...
Yeah, and they would probably have a different list now.
Yep. Yeah, hopefully for me, you know, hopefully.
You're not going to walk around and go to every like Tinder date in
just
a
be like
cheerleading uniform.
hot. Yeah. I don't have a cheerleading uniform, so I'll be out of luck.
Becca could sew you one.
I can make you one.
Selena.
Anything was Alina's.
I'm gonna put this bumper in my garage.
I love it.
So it's no fault to anybody, but like I distinctly remember getting breasts and just thinking, here I am for the rest of my life.
Here we go.
Yep.
Yeah, I got big boobs in like 8th grade.
I don't really
It wasn't
remember.
7th or 8th grade. Or maybe even, I think it was like 6th grade. I remember I had a dance outfit one year that it was like I was the only one with boobs, and it was like a problem. Like we had to like size up like the leotard.
Oh no.
Yeah. I like, it was on the fridge still in the Shalimar house. Like I could point it out to you.
Was it the black?
With the suspenders and the white underneath. Like
That's not what I was thinking.
yeah, I had, were you thinking of the fan one?
That was the most traumatic year of my life.
Why? I looked great. I looked hot because I was young and skinny, but I had boobs.
Do you remember
Why?
what I looked like?
Oh, was that the year you got your diagnosis?
No.
Oh, just short and chunky?
No, I was in middle school, and it was
Your ugly duckling phase?
It was terrible. We wore a 2-piece costume for this recital.
I don't remember your costume.
It was like a halter. We were in the same class. We danced together.
Smell this, by the way.
Have you guys met each other before?
Right?
That's Sally's garage.
Yeah, Sally's garage.
Speaking of dance.
We were in
used
the
to take
same
dance
class
classes in the
with the Gaccioni sisters. Is that her name?
Are we
Their
dying
names?
again?
Gaccionis?
No, but I'll tell you later. I'll tell you offline.
All right. Okay.
Get to the point of your trauma and how one halter outfit has ruined your life for a whole year.
Tina, this is all off the trail, okay? It takes her a while to get around sometimes.
I'm in shock over here. I've already looked at the camera like, is this what
It
the
was
worst year of your life, and now we're at a halter top?
It was a halter, like, crop tube top to here. And then the skirt was, like, started here.
Oh, low rise.
And I was so... I should not have been wearing it. Should not have been wearing it.
How old?
I was in middle school.
So...
And I was trying to figure out my freaking thyroid. And I was overweight. And it was the most traumatic. I had to be on stage in that. I had to dance in that in front of people.
Is the thyroid the diagnosis, or is that a different thing? Oh, it's a thyroid diagnosis.
Yes.
You got under or over?
Under.
Underactive?
Yeah.
I don't think you were in middle school. I think you were in elementary school.
No, I was not. I had boobs. Like,
Yeah,
but
I didn't dance after 8th grade. I went to public school in 8th grade. I didn't dance. So that would have been...
we'll pull up the receipts. It doesn't matter.
That would have put me at 7th grade.
all that compassion that V has for all these other people, and then it comes to you and she's like, I don't remember that happening. That never happened, and you looked great.
Yeah.
Also completely me.
Thanks for discrediting
Like
my
if
trauma.
I'm not interested in it, like I'll shut it down.
Like, that didn't happen
Okay,
to
so
you.
what, the traumatic part, who made you get out there and dance the dance?
My parents. I remember literally crying. Like, I put on the costume
Who
the
made
day we were
you
supposed to
feel
dance.
like you looked wrong in the costume? Because now I could cry again.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I think it was just the fact that, like, so she was, like she said earlier, was very, very fit at the time. And then the two sisters that we danced with were...
Because she was a child.
Little tiny tiny pencils.
And they were also children.
So thin.
And I was like the only like normal looking one. And I have, so whenever I feel like this is just me like advocating for hypothyroidism. Like this entire, my identity on this podcast is that I just talk about hypothyroidism.
Well, that's okay.
And you date a lot of boys. And I
Yes.
shouldn't say that. You crush a lot.
I ain't a player, I just crush a lot.
I ain't a player. I just crush a lot.
Wow, that's so true. That's so true. Also,
I'd
never
rather
go on
be a
any
player
dates.
at this point.
Yeah.
I would love to have just a gaggle on the line. And I just go over there and I get entertained and then I pack up my stuff and I go home.
Love that.
Yeah. So go back to this thing because I seriously, I don't like where this is going. And I'm not sure where it started, but it sounds terrible.
Yes.
So I'm with you.
So whenever, like most people that have hypothyroidism have a pouch of fat below their belly button. Mm-hmm. That is like a very, it's like it's like called like a shelf. And like most people that have hypothyroidism have it.
Quick way to identify. Okay.
Yes. So I very much had that at this time. Still do, which is fine. But like it was like much more pronounced, I guess, then. I don't know.
Who made you feel like this was something to look into? That's what I'm asking.
I don't know that anyone did. I'm wondering if this was like a self-inflicted, where you were just like naturally comparing yourself.
Well, every time we would have a recital, we would take photos, like as a group.
Uh-huh.
And like I got the photos back and I was like, oh my God, like that's what I looked like next to them. Like it was one of those things.
Wow.
Yeah. We'll have
Maybe
to,
from like
we'll have to
movies
post
or
it.
something.
Maybe. Yeah.
Because see, okay, so this is like a testament to time, like sticking with it because whatever it is, like it being life this is what I'm saying, sticking with life, not offing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Look at how beautiful you are. I think that you two, like as a pair, are just so darling, but also beautiful, which is a rare combination.
Thank you.
It's cute and it's sexy.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think it means a lot to the world that you're sitting here saying, like, as a child.
Yeah.
That's the part that we have to have like an emphasis on for ourselves. I didn't feel like I fit in.
Yeah.
And now here I am fitting in. And sometimes I don't feel any better than that child. So back to my point about people doing these dramatic weight losses. Khloe Kardashian.
Yeah.
Like Lammy. I don't think anything's changed for you, but your waistline, like,
Yeah.
this is still the same. You're still you, you know?
I also feel like and definitely like celebrities have done this, but I feel like there's like this like stigma that like you have to be skinny to be healthy. And it's like, no, you don't actually. Like you can still be a healthy person and not be skinny. Like not be like a pencil.
Some people just aren't built.
Yes.
But what we're talking about more than actually getting there is like the culprit to wanting to get there.
Yeah. Like where did that come from?
Well, we live in a society.
yeah.
Yes, but who started the society here in America that thin, white, blue eye
Marilyn Monroe.
is the ultimate yes?
I mean, everyone talks about, look at Marilyn Monroe. Like, she was so body positive. Like, she was like a size 8, like, at most, I think. Like, I think every generation has a different thing. And, like, you have the people of the world that are, like, much larger. Like, we'll just say Lizzo, for example. And there's people that are condemning her. Like, young people shouldn't look at that as... Like, people shouldn't look at her as a hero because she's not healthy. And it's like, how do you know how healthy someone is? Like, It shouldn't be about what size you are or if you are the size to wear X, Y, or Z. But, like, are you healthy? Like, are you mentally healthy? Like,
I mean, don't we have maybe not. I don't know. But isn't the body mass index a pretty good measurement of body fat percentage and therefore health?
Yeah.
BMI?
absolutely. But they're also...
Yes, I have heard of it, but I also thought there was contradictory like knowledge that the BMI chart is not actually accurate either.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
Oh, okay.
do you have your Mayo dental clinic.
No, I don't. I didn't even bring in my phone. I don't think, but
That's what the
Don't even think
BMI is for.
Yeah.
To kind of gauge that. And yeah, if it's false by Dr. Fauci's standards, I don't know. But
Yeah. I don't know about. I don't think that there's no like sole owner of the correct information. It's
was it all of
that's
us that were
crap.
talking about how was this at Golden Corral the other day?
Maybe.
Where we were talking about that we three, Dan was not there, sort of have a thing for quirks in people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the idea that you would be
Stella bumped the camera.
Okay.
It honestly will probably happen again because she
Got the rip.
Got them
she's,
zooms.
well, she starts running laps when she's ready for her dinner.
Okay, so the idea that Tiny Becca was concerned with her, what did you call it? What was the little bottom area of the stomach?
Oh, the pouch.
Yeah, but had a name
shelf.
for it. You had a more doctor name for it.
I did.
Yeah, I thought you said the first thing.
It's referred to as like a shelf.
Well, it's like most people with hypothyroidism have it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the idea that you were concerned with that becomes very endearing to me. I have a friend who stutters, and he was talking about how in his childhood he just like hated it. And I think these things are the things that turn people into very charming adults.
Yes,
Yeah.
I would agree.
Because I think at some point in our lives, we all have to get knocked down a peg.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so I'd rather take my licks in grade school when everybody's just getting licked by each other than as an adult being like, what the fuck? I'm surviving on pride and ego. You know? So,
I love that.
yeah.
No, I completely agree. I think anything to like why are people interesting? Like if you're not interesting, if it's not after having a conversation with you for 5 minutes, if I feel like I know everything about you, that's boring.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not saying everyone has to captivate me either, but you know what I mean? Like
I-
people that you like want to know more about, like there's no mystery there. If
I prefer a
everyone
less
has
slick
streamlined themselves.
exterior.
Yeah.
You know, I talk to people all the time about this. I prefer the time in our lives when celebrities didn't have stylists or veneers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I liked when we saw what people really wanted to wear to movie openings and red carpets, and I liked Kirsten Dunst's teeth on people. I like it.
Yeah.
Y'all seen a picture of Zac Efron recently?
Yeah, from
Yeah.
his movie.
He looks
Yeah.
interesting.
You got a lot of. I'm excited to see what he. I haven't done any research to see what he really looks like. Yeah.
Oh my God! I was
He
like,
did really
what
get
is
like a
that?
chin implant like that, like a.
Well,
Are
I
we-
saw him with,
are we
like,
sure?
Plastic surgery. It looked like he just got like
Yeah.
Christmas with the Cranks Botox.
Yeah.
Or some-
I tried to find it and I couldn't find anything that said like where it was permanent or anything. Like he looked normal, so I don't know.
Keep an eye on Zac.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on Zach for
He
sure.
won't be getting work done. In other words.
Yeah.
I would get
It is-
veneers if I could, dude, but them shits are expensive.
Yeah, they
So
are.
I've heard.
It is really interesting also to like reach the age where people are starting to get work done, like celebrities that we've like are the same age as, or like grew up with.
If you guys could get one plastic surgery, corrective procedure, we'll call it, because Daniel already said that he would get veneers.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord did not bless me with a lot, but I never had braces, and I have like, I'll
Yeah.
put on camera for that. I have nice teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do have nice teeth.
You do.
Yeah, I always thank God for my teeth and my breasts.
Mm-hmm.
Because it helped me a lot to just have normal teeth.
Teeth are big.
Yes, but also, like, if I had any other teeth in these, I wouldn't splurge the money on veneers. The only plastic surgery that I will go on record saying that I would be into getting is...
Drum roll.
Can you take a guess?
Ooh, that seems mean.
Oh, it does? I was just thinking because it's sort of your thing. Like,
No.
what am I be into?
Honestly, I think I'm going to be so shocked by it, though.
I
Okay.
just think that people would like if I were to be like, oh, maybe you would do this. Like, I feel like
I'd
that's
be like,
not,
damn, now I got to get that.
exactly. That's not what you're insecure about. You're insecure about something that no one else, everyone else would be like,
and this isn't even a thing yet. So I'm insecure about something that hasn't even happened. But if I get varicose veins, I will suck them out.
Interesting.
And does that seem weird to you in the same way that I think you getting veneers seems strange? Like, why would you do that? Why would you spend money on getting these purple veins sucked out of your legs? Or does it sound like, oh, I'd probably get those sucked out too?
I know what varicose veins look like.
Yeah, but
You do, and so do you think that it's an issue that should be addressed, or do you think you'd let it fall by the wayside?
If someone wants to get it done, they can get it done.
Daniel, I'm asking you as a person.
you're missing the point.
Daniel gets
Yeah,
varicose.
I don't know. I
Okay,
feel like
okay,
it would
here's
be
what I'm
fun.
asking. Yeah, you were going to get more. Okay. So, like, would you, if, let's say now you have varicose veins and you could get them taken out, or you could get veneers, which are you choosing?
Oof, that's a tough one. I don't know what my body looks like with varicose veins on. I know what my body looks like with the teeth that I already have, and I would probably choose to at least get like, I wouldn't get a whole mouth of veneers because I like most of my teeth. There's a few teeth that I would get fixed. I don't know what my legs look like with varicose veins. Does that make
Okay,
sense?
you know what I was thinking though? What's the because I went off for a minute in my mind about the Batman, Mr. Freeze, where he gets those big. That's what your legs would look like, Mr. Freeze.
Is that Arnold Schwarzenegger's Mr. Freeze?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I don't know why I would want to change that.
If I don't have a lot of varicose veins, I don't know that it bothers me. Like, I have 3 or 4, and I'm like, that's fine.
I have several, and I've thought about getting them injected.
Maybe
I've heard it's painful too. Like it's not something you really
Like
just want to be
burns
like
really
having.
bad.
And they can come back.
Pardon, sorry. Are they just like the purple ones you can see?
Yeah.
Like
Well,
purple,
spider veins?
But
or-
some of them will like bulge out of the skin. Like I have a few of them that do, and they do hurt actually. So
Yeah, I mean,
But isn't it crazy? What's the important thing? I think that's the point I was trying to make is like, what's the important thing to each person
Yeah.
is probably easily passed over by the viewer of that person.
I encounter that a lot
Yeah.
in the work that I do.
Yeah.
People will come in and be like, I want all these wrinkles taken care of. And I'm like, okay, but you don't see like X, Y, and Z. That's all like,
An issue.
Yeah, like,
like
it
these
just-
would be your bigger problems.
Oh, in high
but I'm
school,
not gonna
everyone
say-
was getting their boobs out, and I'm like, that's
what you
what
do?
you chose? like, and that's whenever I was like probably peak like Mean Girl, where I was just like, that I don't think that's what's stopping you here.
Yeah.
See, but that's also just like a good argument for like not doing anything. Like just age. I don't know.
Also, just like
Unless
let people
it's a
do what they
problem.
want to their own body.
Yeah, it goes
So
both
true.
ways. That is so true, you guys.
So
I
true.
love that. So true.
Yeah.
So true.
Like it's not, yeah. Like I know people that have veneers that were like, I don't want to change anything else about myself, but like my teeth have always bothered me.
Is it true that when you get the veneers, though, they have to grind down your other teeth? That's what I'd be worried
little
about. Is like,
stumps.
No, they don't.
that's also why I never was interested
don't.
in the breast.
They don't have to do that anymore.
Okay.
Okay, but some people still do.
I bet some people still do.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's like it's not that common.
Invasive. Okay.
Well, I'm still seeing it done quite a bit.
It's like I would opt to not get my teeth grinded down. I would be like, hey, do you like? There's enough space to just.
Yeah, I feel like if someone is really wanting to grind your teeth down, you should probably get a second opinion because it's
totally.
2022.
Oh. PSA from V while I rub my tongue over all my teeth.
Yeah.
They're all there, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank God.
What would you do, Becca?
Yeah. What would you pick?
Nothing.
That's what your inner child is just like
Yeah.
elated.
Honestly, like I mean, I set out like a year ago, like January 2021. I wanted to feel better because I was just really like lethargic and I had no energy. And so I started eating better, started exercising, and I did lose some weight. And I feel like since I did that, like I just feel so much better and I do have a little more confidence.
And
So now
like,
I'm like,
comfortable in your
yeah.
own skin
it's
now.
sort of like what we were talking about earlier about you changing, but it all still feels like the same Becca. It doesn't feel like a put on.
Yeah.
And so like when I watched you start your cycling journey, again, it read energy, not like a craving for better.
Yeah.
It was like literally just like trying something new.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like you're like cardio queen, like gotta make
Yeah.
weight, like in your sweatsuit and stuff.
And
like that.
and
Yeah.
it pretty much stays from what the viewer can see. Cycling is cycling at that place. I ask you, I'm like, oh, you ever hit the streets? You're like, nope.
No.
Nope,
Nope.
just a stationary bike for me. And
I like
love
a bike
that.
that goes nowhere.
Just trying stuff.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
And it's just fun. It honestly is like, I feel like this place has like somewhat like curbed like my need for like being in a club, like a literal like nightclub, because I just love like the energy of a nightclub and like the music
The lights.
and the lights. And it's like,
Yeah.
and it's like, I don't need that. I have cycle bar.
Cool.
But
So-
like you're still going to the club and having fun. Kris
Yeah.
Jenner.
Oh yeah, I did just go last weekend, didn't I?
Don't talk about bingo at other places.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, go. But also, you saw my post. This is the last bingo.
I can't go, and I'm so upset.
I don't remember when it is, but
Dead air.
able to go.
It's a week from tomorrow,
Okay.
the night before, Wild Turkey Wednesday.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I never participate in Wild Turkey Wednesday because I don't like that.
We do every single year, and we actually always see Natalie and Felicia.
Yeah.
And we're traveling with family this year, and I have to call them and tell them.
Yeah.
But I don't
gonna
like to drink
terribly miss
wild
them.
turkey.
Oh, we don't either.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I haven't drank wild turkey.
No.
Actually, since the last time that Lauren and I and you all went, and we had the T-shirts, like the most comfy T-shirts, we did wild turkey that night.
So nice.
That was an Natalie and Felicia and Corey night too.
Yeah, Corey actually always somehow finds a way for us to drink Wild Turkey, and I want to kill him every time.
Not this
So.
year.
Not this year.
Yeah. He's not going to get me this year.
Will you tell your thing what you would pick?
Yeah. This is gonna sound so crazy. Number one, I want like this, but not because the facelift, but because like this is a very like genetically like what's the dog? The little cartoon dog that talks like this.
Oh, he's a little hound dog.
Like my
Wait, and he wears a black hat.
yeah, and like he's got like a line
Yeah.
of like
I have no idea
that
what
is
you're talking
very
about.
much like where I'm headed with my genetics. So I would love to, because it gives me like RBF, and like I want to look pleasant and I don't. So that would be like that. This I will do at some point in my life.
Are you when you do that by your ears? Are you talking about a facelift?
Probably that's
facelift?
probably what I'm gonna have to. That's probably what will end up needing to happen. Yeah. But it'll be like a while. But this is the number one thing that I cannot stand that I would have always changed since I was in 8th grade, is that I have a fold right
I
here.
like that.
I hate it because I can never, ever, ever secure the makeup look that I want, the eye makeup look. I hate it. I hate it.
Does it do it
ruins
on the
every
other
look.
side?
Both sides.
I never noticed it until you said that.
It
But when
folds
you went
over,
to
it drives
point
me
it out,
crazy.
I thought, wow, that's beautiful. And she's going to say she hates it.
Yeah.
And that's the same as my dude who stuttered. It's
But
like,
it just like if I could just pin like this skin right here, just because I want to be able to put freaking eyeshadow or eyeliner there.
all the way up into that corner.
yeah,
That's the fucking goal.
I want to be able
Wow.
to pull off siren eyes, and I can't. And I have hooded eyes, but it comes from like a makeup and like a creativity thing where I'm like, oh, I can't get that I can't make it look how I want.
You know, my grandmother had beautiful hooded eyes that they were cave-like almost. You could see the socket. And she always hated it, and I always thought it just looks so beautiful and exotic to me.
Wow.
I really admire the quirks in people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love that on other people.
Yeah.
But, but I do feel like the more you take care of yourself holistically, the less that you care, because you just become more grateful to your body. Like you're just like, no, I'm not going to go out and run because like I have to get these miles in. I'm going to go out and run because I want, like, I
enjoy
appreciate
the
that my
trees.
body can give me this.
Yeah.
And I want to give something back to my body in the form of like cardiovascular
Oh, yeah.
exercise.
I usually like to do that with like ice cream. My
like-
body is so sweet to me. I'm just gonna be sweet to it.
Yeah,
I
I
love
think
that.
that's great.
Last
love ice
night I
cream.
skimmed the top off of a quart of mixed berry cheesecake ice cream.
That sounds good.
That sounds really good.
Also,
It was
scraping
good.
the top off of any ice cream is the best because it's like soft.
Yeah.
And like
Truly.
you know that layer that you are like exposing is going to be a total bitch to get out of that carton next time you want ice cream.
Yeah.
Because it's like hardened down because you
Scooped
took
it.
a little off the top.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous.
Took a little off the top.
It's absolutely ridiculous. Okay, besides bingo, what else do you have going on soon that
Yeah.
we need to talk about?
Okay, so the very last bingo will be next Tuesday. I'm done calling
Is
numbers.
it the 22nd?
Second.
It's probably booked. It's probably full.
I don't know.
Okay.
It only went
If
live.
you're listening to this and you want it, check it out. You may
Yeah.
be
Culture
able-
Flock
You may be able to
website.
get it. Culture Flock website.
Yeah. Okay.
It only went live a couple of hours ago, and then
Oh, so it's not sold out, but it probably
May-
will be soon.
there's 3 tickets taken before this podcast started. I'm going to do an auction on December 8th, also at Culture Flock.
I'll be there.
To rid myself of extra things that I don't need. So, like, the tickets are $20, but your $20 ticket goes towards $40 in merch at the auction. So,
Wow.
essentially,
And it's all curated by you, right?
we'll say curated, yeah, cleaned out of the closet by me.
Yeah, but you don't. Yeah, you have an eye.
Yeah, you don't have
You have
just
a- you
trash
have a
laying
gift.
around.
It's strange, weird things. I have been finding some interesting things. It helps me because I'm obsessively shopping to also be purging stuff. So that's December 8th at Culture Flock auction night. And then after that, sometime in January, I want Becca to be my partner in hosting a Chinese New Year party, and then that's my last party, and I'm not people pleasing and I'm not party hosting for any of
Wow.
2023.
But I need to know what you're planning on doing for these, because we're gonna need to put something on the calendar.
Maybe we'll have a private vision board night.
I like that.
Okay, so Tina had an event at Culture Flock at the beginning of the year where for new vision boards for the new year. This is mine. I just brought it out as an example because, and I'm like, it is like all of these things mean obviously something very indirect. But, and there's actually one item off of here that I took off because it is in motion but not currently completed. Every single one of these items came to fruition in my life this year. And for that, I thank you. And
Thank
you have to
yourself.
do it
I
again.
just like threw out a bunch of magazine clippings and some corkboard.
No, what you did was
My vision
what
board
you
also
did
came
was
true.
you set the intention. You created the space,
Yes.
and then you allowed me to show up, and then yes, but it started with you.
Well, and I will give myself the tiniest only kudos for saying before we started that whole vision board thing, hey, if you want to put a Mercedes, if you want to put a Mercedes on there, for others who don't speak what I just said, if you want to put a Mercedes on there, go right ahead. But in my opinion, the vision board serves itself best if these are things that you want to look at every day to actually behold, not just to have. So
And you pointed out that day that, hey, listen, you should be careful.
Careful what you
ask
wish for, yeah.
Because truly, I mean, if you're putting energy into it, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But you had a candle, like you did the research on
vision boarding.
on what it takes.
Quick Google search.
Yes. And I had like just started thinking about my vision board and I was like, oh my gosh, I read that all these things are so true. And then there's like a visual reminder that I have hanging from my rear view mirror. And every time I see it or hear it bounce back and forth, and sometimes it drives me crazy, it just reminds me that we're getting this shit done,
Cool.
So you have to do that again.
You've got a great attitude.
I mean, what else is there? What else?
Well,
what else
whatever
do we have?
Becca's in tonight. Just kidding. You do have a great
Ba-dum-bum.
attitude. That was just, I was referencing your own self earlier before these
Becca's had
mics
an
were set
interesting
up.
day.
Tina, thanks for being on here.
Yeah, thank you for having me. This has been fun.
Yeah.
We love you.
We'll keep you all updated on Tina's whereabouts.
A different day. Okay, so I was just going to say you can follow me until both the bingo night and the auction night get full. And then I am quitting Instagram.
Again?
Yeah, maybe for life this time.
Why?
But I met this girl at the slow viewing night, Hannah, and she hasn't had social media for 3 years. And I said, what do you do with your time? She said, oh, I like read books. And I thought, yes, I have lived in a time where I didn't have social media, so I know that it's possible. And I'm not going to say I might. I will probably still keep cruising TikTok because it amuses me. But I think that...
I've talked to 18 people in the last 24 hours that have referenced your Instagram story and how much joy it brought them.
Well, they'll have to see me in person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually think that for the new year, while I'm in New York City for cat sitting, I want to get a old-fashioned calendar that is like got the cats on top and the dates on the bottom, and write all of my VHS collection out on each date, and then you can sign up to come over and watch a VHS tape, and then I'll work my way through all my VHS tapes in the company of people that I love that is not on social media.
I love that.
I think it sounds like fun. It's a pipe dream at this point, but we'll see what works out next year.
I like it, but I like it because I know you in person.
Yeah.
And I don't like it for all the people that don't know you in person that won't get to experience
Well, you
this.
have until the December 8th at the latest to reach out to me and put yourself on the roster for VHS viewing nights.
Love it.
So
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
that's all I was going to say. So follow me until December 8th and then enjoy your own life and not mine.
I love that. Tina, thanks for coming. Thanks for being on camera.
Yeah.
We will post as few pictures of you as physically possible.
Yes.
Kim, if you're listening to this, you and Chloe look great both ways.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, Courtney does too. Courtney's put on some weight and it looks great. Have you noticed how much weight she's put on?
No.
She's been like very openly talking about it.
Honestly,
because of
again,
fertility.
consistently hot.
She's like, I'm obsessed with my body. I love myself looking fuller. So,
Have you guys ever been to a concert where people chant encore? We can't hear you, but that's what that was. And good night. See.
bye guys.